Good day everyone, I'm Maren Enriquez from BSE3B and in this video, I'll be explaining how to write a research paper in the simplest way I understand it. So, to make everything clear, I'll use our own study titled The Effectiveness of Learning Aids on the Reading Difficulty of Grade 11 GUS students in Nabuan National High School as my example. So I'll go through each chapter. I'll explain its purpose and and show how it applies to our actual research. So let's begin with chapter one. In chapter one, there is where everything begins. So this chapter answers the question: What is this study about, and why are we doing it? So under chapter one, we have first the introduction. So here, we talk about the topic in general, what's happening, why it matters, and what situation made us interested in it. For example, in our study, we talk about how many students today still struggle with reading and how learning aids like flashcards, reading modules, or digital tools might help them. So basically, we describe the situation and why it matters. Next is the SOP or the statement of the problem. So here, we write the main questions of our research along with the sub questions. So for our research, we wrote the main question: How effective are learning aids in addressing the reading difficulties of grade 11 GUS students in Nabuan National High School? Then we added sub questions about vocabulary, comprehension, pronunciation, and punctuation. So these questions guided our entire study. Then comes with the significance of the study. So here we explain who benefits from our research, such as the students, teachers, schools, or even future teachers. Future researchers rather. So basically, we show why this study is useful and meaningful. Then after that, we have the scope and the limitation. So this part tells the reader what our study covers and what it doesn't. So in our study, we clearly stated that we only focused on the grade 11 GUS students in school year 2025 to 2026. And um, we only examine vocabulary, comprehension, pronunciation, and punctuation as reading difficulty indicators. So we also mentioned that we used surveys and interviews. And also we have the definition of terms. So here we define important words in the study so readers don't get confused, especially technical terms. It makes the study easier to understand. For our study, we define terms like learning aids, reading difficulty, comprehension, pronunciation, and so on. So this helps readers understand the specific meaning of the words we use. Next, we come now to the chapter 2, which is the review of related literature and studies. So in chapter 2, this is where we show that our topic is connected to what others have already studied. So it's like saying, we're not just writing about this topic. We know other researchers have explored similar ideas. So remember that the review of related literature, the RRL, help us understand what has already been discovered. In our study, we looked for articles, theses, and journals discussing learning aids, reading difficulties, language skills, and senior high school literacy. So we summarized what those authors found, like how learning aids can improve vocabulary or how reading intervention helps students struggling with comprehension. But more importantly, we identified the research gap. So even though many students studies rather talk about reading difficulty, there are very few focusing specifically on the grade 11 GUS students in Nabuan National High School and how learning aids affect their reading skills. So the gap became our reason to conduct the study. So chapter 2 is basically shows that our topic is supported by previous research and there is something still missing. So that's why our study is needed. And let's move on to the chapter 3, which is the methodology. So it answered the question, how will we conduct the study? So first we have the research design. So this explains the overall plan, whether our study is quantitative or qualitative, or we can also use the mixed method. So the design should fit the problem. So in our study, we used mixed method design combining quantitative and qualitative data. Next is the population and sampling. So this part tells who our respondents are, how many there are, and how we chose them. So our respondents were grade 11 GA students of Nabua National High School. So we explained how many students participated and how we selected them. So this proves that our data came from the right group. Then comes the research instrument, which refers to the tool we'll use like questionnaires or interview guides. We explain how we made it and why it fits our study. So we used a survey questionnaire um, that includes items on vocabulary, comprehension, pronunciation, punctuation, and learning aids used by the students. So we explained how the questionnaire was created and validated to make sure it was accurate. So after that, the data gathering procedure, here we describe the step-by-step process. We ask permission from the school, distributing the questionnaires, collecting the responses, and organizing the data. So this shows how we actually carried out the study. And finally, we have the data analysis. So here we explained how we analyze the data using statistical tools such as the percentage, weighted mean, or simple interpretation. So this part shows how we turn the collected answers into meaningful results that answer our research questions. So once you understand these parts, writing a research paper becomes more organized, clearer, and less overwhelming. So research is really just a process of asking a question and following a structured way to find the answer. So that ends my presentation. Thank you, and I hope my explanation helped you understand how to write a research paper in a simple, practical, and meaningful way. And that's all. Thank you for watching.